إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, ever since we are young, we are told that we must go to school, work hard, pursue so that we can obtain this good paying job, or that we must work hard 7 days tirelessly so that we can save up a good amount and begin some sort of business or work our way up the ladder in some sort of company. Or we do all of this for what? So that we can get our risk, we can find our sustenance. Now, of course, do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying to not do these things, as we know, al-ilm, and that we must work hard. It's in our best interest to work hard. However, brothers and sisters, let's take a moment to look at Kitab Allah al-Kareem, where he states, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم من كان يريد ثواب الدنيا فعند الله ثواب الدنيا والآخرة. That whoever desires the reward of this world, then with Allah is the reward of this world and the hereafter. Subhanallah. In other words, we do all of these things to attain rizq, sustenance, from the creation of Allah, and we forget about Al-Razzaq, sustainer himself, Allah Azza wa Jal. So inshallah today, we will look at a few of the ways where Allah has prescribed for us different ways in which we can increase our sustenance, our rizq. And we will begin with taqwa, God consciousness, fearing Allah. And we'll begin by looking at another part of our holy and blessed book, where Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. That whoever has God consciousness and fears Allah, what will happen? Number one, He will create for him a way out. And number two, that He will provide for him from where he does not expect. Subhanallah. So what does this mean, number one? That He will create a way for him out. Brothers and sisters, have you ever been in a situation, a predicament, and you just sit and think to yourself, how am I going to get out of this situation? How am I going to pay off this debt? How am I going to solve this issue? And you think and you feel like, subhanAllah, there's no way out. There's no way out. If I do this, then this will happen. If I do this, then this will happen. Well, Allah is telling us all, that if we have God consciousness, if we acknowledge the fact that Allah is above us and is watching us 24/7, from the moment that we wake to the moment that we go to sleep, and while we are asleep as well, if we acknowledge this, that Allah will create a way out for us, one that we did not see, subhanAllah, one that we did not even think of. And in addition to this, Allah does not stop there, of course not. In addition to this, Allah tells us that He will provide for us from where we don't even expect or think of. And subhanAllah, sometimes we may sit there and we look at our upcoming check, and then we look at our bills. SubhanAllah, it seems like one is more than the other, and we sit and we think to ourselves, Ya Allah, how am I going to do this? How am I going to take care of this situation? How am I going to pay this off? And lo and behold, Allah opens and gives you a lump sum from a place that you did not even think of. From a place that you either didn't think of or you forgot about. And Allah tells you here you are. Allah is telling you, number one, He will create a way out for you, and number two, He will provide for you from where you did not expect. SubhanAllah. Next, we'll take a look at tawakkul. Tawakkul, having and putting our trust and our faith in Allah. So Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us, reassures us, وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. For Allah is all sufficient for the person who puts his faith and his trust in Him. SubhanAllah. However, brothers and sisters, we must ask, what does tawakkul mean? What does it mean to have tawakkul? Does it mean that you sit on the couch, kick back, and khalas, and I put my faith and my trust in Allah? He will take care of it. You ignore and neglect your responsibilities, your bills, your have you. I put my faith and trust in Allah, Allah will take care of it for me. I'm going to kick back and I'm going to relax. Is this the case? Is this what tawakkul means? Of course not, brothers and sisters. Tawakkul is number one, doing our part. Doing our part. And then putting our faith and our trust in Allah. I believe it was explained best through the story of Umar when he entered the Masjid and he saw a group of men. And see, it was during the time where typically the majority of the people would be working. In other words, like our 9 to 5, if you will. Yet these individuals were sitting in the Masjid. So he approached them and he asked them, what are you doing? Who are you? We are the Tuwakilun. We are the ones that put our faith and trust in Allah. We're going to sit back, we're going to pray and supplicate and do all of these good things, and Allah is going to provide for us. What do you think Umar had to say about this? He looks at them and he says, absolutely not. The true mutawakkil, the individual who truly puts his trust and faith in Allah is the one who plants the seed. And then puts his faith and trust in Allah that He will allow it to sprout. You brothers and sisters, how do we expect to benefit, to reap the benefits from this tree that is planted? That we haven't even planted the seed. Or like in the story of Maryam, radiallahu anha, when she was in the agony, the pain, the torture of being in labor. She was in the middle of the desert, sitting beside a palm tree. What did Allah tell her? What did Allah tell her? He said, وَهُزِّي إِلَيْكِ بِجِذْعِ النَّخْلَةِ تُسَاقِطْ عَلَيْكِ رُطَبًا جَنِيًّا. And shake toward you the trunk of the palm tree. It will drop upon you ripe, fresh dates. SubhanAllah. First of all, brothers and sisters, really envision yourself. Imagine this situation in your mind. A woman, again, in the midst of labor, pain, agony. And she is instructed to shake the trunk of a palm tree. Why? So that dates may drop upon her. Hey brothers and sisters, let's be logical here. Is this really possible? I mean, envision the strongest individual in your mind. Or yourself. Maybe that is yourself. And imagine shaking the trunk of a palm tree. What would happen? What would you end up with? A few splinters and calluses. So what's the point? Why did Allah instruct her to do so? It is to show us, brothers and sisters, that at the end of the day, we must first put our effort in, do our part, and then put our faith and trust in Allah Azza wa Jalla. Next, we'll look at another way in which Allah has prescribed for us, a way in which we can increase our sustenance. That Allah is so simple, so easy, and it is something that we should already be doing. We should already be accustomed to, brothers and sisters. Something so simple that you could be doing it on the way out of the masjid today. And that is Silatul Rahim, maintaining the ties of kinship. And brothers and sisters, you see these phones that are seemingly glued to our hands 24/7, I being the first of them? How easy is it to send a message, to make a call to a loved one, just to say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Jum'ah Mubarakah, how are you? How's the family doing? Inshallah, you are all well. I just wanted to give a call and check up on you all. It's so simple, is it not? Yeah, let's look at what is the reward of this simple task. Where our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us in the hadith sahih, من صره أن يبسط له في رزقه أو ينسأ له في أثره فليصل له. Anyone who wants to have his provision expanded and his legacy to be lengthened, then he should maintain the ties of kinship. Again, very simple. Very simple. And Allah is telling us He will, number one, expand our provision, and number two, He will lengthen our legacy. And in other words, Allah, these lives that we lead, they are very finite, and we all have a specific amount of years and days. However, what Allah will do is He will put blessing in those days of ours. He will provide us with opportunities to do good. The more that we maintain our tie of kinship, the more opportunities that we will see, and the more motivation we will have to act upon those situations and those circumstances and to do good, inshallah. Next, again, we have another point that is also very, very simple, very easy, and also a way that, and a thing that we should already be accustomed to. And that, brothers and sisters, is simply being grateful. Being grateful. And subhanAllah, imagine a child when he is given a lollipop or a toy or whatever the case may be. What is the first thing you instruct that child to do? Say thank you. Say thank you. And you teach this child to be grateful. That is what we are taught ever since we are little. Again, something very, very simple and something we are already or should be accustomed to already. Now, what does Allah tell us? What does Allah tell us? What is the reward for being grateful? Allah tells us, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you are grateful, I will surely increase you. SubhanAllah. I will surely increase you. And subhanAllah, you see the lam that is used in this verse is what is known as lam ta'keed. In other words, it is a guarantee. A guarantee. If you do this, you will receive this. if you are grateful, I will surely increase you. And subhanAllah, look at the hikmah and the wisdom of Allah Azza wa Jalla. The more that you are grateful, the more that you try to train yourself to be grateful, what you begin to notice is that, oh, alhamdulillah, I have so much to be grateful for. I have so much to be grateful for. And you start to realize your haves greatly outweigh your have-nots. And you slowly become content with what you do have, alhamdulillah. And as we know, brothers and sisters, that contentment is a treasure. It can never be depleted. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy with what I have. Alhamdulillah. Again, very, very simple, brothers and sisters. Very, very simple. And again, moving down this line of simple tasks, and they seem to get easier and easier, do they not? The next is so simple, brothers and sisters, so easy. And that is al-istighfar. Al-istighfar, brothers and sisters, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Very, very simple. Very simple and definitely not time consuming. Look at the reward that is awaiting us after this simple task, brothers and sisters. Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. And ask forgiveness of your Lord. Indeed, He is a perpetual forgiver. يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. He will send rain from the sky upon you in continuing showers. وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ أَنْهَارًا. And give you increase in wealth and children, and provide for you gardens, and provide for you rivers. SubhanAllah. So number one, Allah is telling us He will forgive us. He will forgive us, for He is a perpetual forgiver. Number two, He will send rain upon us in continuing showers. It's of course a huge form of rizq. And that He will give us increase in wealth and children, subhanAllah. And He will give us gardens, and He will give us rivers. For what again? What is this very difficult task, this time-consuming task, this difficult deed? Very, very simple, brothers and sisters. And lastly, the last point that we will look at, the last way that we will look at in which we may, inshallah, increase our rizq through Allah, is a way that, if we are being completely honest, may at times seem contradicting. And that is sadaqah, charity. Again, if we are being truly honest, and we think about this, how is it that I'm going to give from my wealth, from my sustenance, yet it's going to increase my rizq? Brothers and sisters, let's again go back to our blessed and holy book, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا فَيُضَاعِفَهُ لَهُ أَضْعَافًا كَثِيرَةً وَاللَّهُ يَقْبِضُ وَيَبْسُطُ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Who is it that would loan Allah a goodly loan, so He may multiply it for him many times over? And it is Allah who withholds and grants abundance, and to Him you will be returned. SubhanAllah, a lot to unpack here. Number one, Allah specifically states that it is a loan. So therefore, if it is a loan, if Allah is asking you for a loan, or someone is asking you for a loan, what does that mean? That means it will be returned to you. Is that not true? If it is a loan, then it will be returned to you. However, of course, that's dependent on who you are loaning. And so who are we loaning in this situation? Who is it? But Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal. So we have no doubts in our mind if Allah is telling us that it is a loan, that He will definitely return it to us. And in addition, Allah tells us that He will multiply it many times over. SubhanAllah. And then Allah reminds us that He is the one that withholds and grants abundance. So in other words, Allah is telling us that which we are giving, He is the one who gave it to us in the first place. SubhanAllah. He's reminding us of this. And asking that to Him we shall be returned. That at the end of the day, this world is very, very finite, brothers and sisters. It is very finite. And we will all meet the angel of death. SubhanAllah, this is again a reminder from Allah. This wallahi reminds me of a story of a man who had his own personal cloud that would send rain onto his garden. SubhanAllah. Have you heard this story? See, there was a man that was walking in the desert, and he heard a voice from the sky speak to a cloud. And this voice said to the cloud, "Go and pour rain on the garden of so-and-so." Strange, is it not? This voice said to this cloud, "Go and pour rain to the garden of so-and-so." So of course this man was very, very curious. So he followed this cloud. He followed it until he noticed it reached the garden. It stopped and it began to pour rain. SubhanAllah. So this man entered the garden. Again, curious, what is going on here? What have I just witnessed? And so he notices a man in the middle of the garden and he asks him, "Are you so-and-so? Is your name so-and-so?" He says, "Yes." He says, "Well, listen, this is what I witnessed today. I've witnessed a cloud, a voice speak to a cloud and instruct it to go pour rain on your specific garden. So you must tell me what you're doing. You must tell me how you got your own private cloud to come pour rain on your garden." SubhanAllah. And after the man persisted, he finally gave in. The owner of the garden finally gave in and he said, "Listen, see, after I harvest the crop in my garden, I divide it into 3. The first third, I return to the ground so that I may be able to harvest for the next time. Number 2, the second third, I give to my family so that we may eat and live off of it. However, number 3, this last third is, again, the reason that he was given a private cloud to come pour rain onto his garden so that he may be able to harvest the next time around." What is this reason, brothers and sisters? This last third of his wealth he would give in charity. And really, brothers and sisters, this is a third of his wealth he is giving in sadaqah. And because of this, Allah has granted him his own private cloud. SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. Again, brothers and sisters, it may seem contradictory at times. How is it that I'm going to give and Allah will increase me? You don't see these things, SubhanAllah. قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم من سائر المسلمين.